guys, what is up? Welcome back to my channel, or if this is your first time here, welcome. Hi, my name is Sarah. I make a lot of special effects tutorials, mostly around Halloween time, some beauty tutorials, and a little bit of DIY in between. You ever just constantly shed all over yourself? Because same. So for today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys something that is long awaited by now. It has been out and everything for quite a while now, but I'm just finally getting my hands on it and able to actually do everything that I want with it. So today's video is about the MarYSol collection from Colourpop Cosmetics. This collection did just recently launch about 2 weeks ago, I believe. It took so long to get to me, so I do apologize about this being so late, but here it is for your viewing pleasure. This summer collection is heavily inspired by obviously the sun, Sol, and the water, Mar. So in this video I'm going to be going over the price points, the shades, comparisons, as well as a makeup tutorial which you guys have already seen on my face right now. Basically everything you want to know about this collection, so let's get started. Let's do it! Starting off with the packaging itself. Obviously this is for the Mar palette and this is for the Sol palette, and considering I've already played around with these are completely empty. Once you open up the packaging itself, you get these guys right here. This is the Mar and Sol, obviously, because they do actually say them on the components themselves. So as always, so I don't lose myself in any of the topics at hand, I have written down stuff on my phone. So talking about the palettes themselves, so both of these palettes do have 9 shades each and are $12, making each shade $1.33 and repeat. Just $1.33, which I would consider to be a very good price point for the amount of shadow that you do get. If you've already gotten the Mar and Sol palette, or you guys are wanting to get them, just a point for me to actually mention is the fact that these packages are definitely tougher and more resilient, I would say, than the regular packaging. Just as an example, and because I have this at my disposal currently, and because this will come into play later on, which is the Yes Please palette, all of their palettes before these ones have been very not so sturdy, I would say. They were basically just made of like a thicker paper or like cardboard kind of thing without actually being cardboard. But these guys right here are made out of actual plastic, so they are, like I said, more resilient and they are a little bit of a thicker and tougher packaging. Plus, opening them up, each one does have its own mirror, so that's another little tag onto the price point, which is already super cheap as is. So as I said, they do retail for $12 each if you buy them separately. You can also buy them together for $24, which means that you aren't actually saving any amount of money, but there is the option to buy them together or separately. There are also 3 ultra blotted lips to this collection: Vitamin C, Soda Pop, and Ocean Avenue. Which do retail for $6 each, or if you get them all as a bundle, they are $16, which saves you $2 on the entire bundle. And with all of this being said, you can either get them all separately, all as almost like a doubled up collection, which is like the Mar and the Sol palette, or all of the ultra blotted lips put together, or you can get them all as a package deal, basically just the entire collection all in one, including 4 highlighters that I didn't actually pick up because, as you may know if you've been on my channel for any extended period of time, I don't wear highlighters. I don't often wear highlighters. I'm not going to say I never do, because I do a lot of special effects looks and stuff like that. But this entire collection, which is the PR collection, retails for $68, which does save you $6 if you buy the entire collection as a whole, versus if you were just picking up everything separately. Now getting into both the swatches and the comparisons of the palettes themselves. For the Mar palette, you have El Rey is described as a metallic soft peach with gold pearl. Wild One is a metallic rich orange copper. Detour is a matte cobalt. Boozy is a metallic orange with gold pearl. Gridlock is a bright teal with silver and teal glitter. Sorbet is a matte peachy soft brown. Highway is a satin seafoam green with a gold sheen. Top Down is a matte dark chocolate. My Way is a metallic true vibrant bronze. Like My Way or the Highway? Then for the Soul palette, you have New Digs, which is a matte pastel peach, Anthem, which is a metallic bright pinky copper, Dynamite, a matte burnt orange, Hotel, which is a metallic vivid copper, Motel, we in the hotel, motel, a satin hot pinky coral, B&B is a metallic pinky gold, Floaties, a bright metallic orange, ooh, a hot orange coral, and Unwind, which is a matte rich terracotta. We in the hotel, motel. Now, something to note about the Soul palette is 3 of the shades, which is a good third of the palette, is not meant for the immediate eye area, which nobody really knows what that means. I'm pretty sure it just means that you shouldn't be using it super close to your eye. For whatever reason, it does say that on the packaging. It has stars beside them, and then in the very fine print it does say not intended for use in the immediate eye area. I assume it's because they are all red, so instead of being actual shadows, they are just pressed pigments more or less. I might be wrong, might be totally off, so don't quote me on that, but the MAR palette doesn't have anything about not using any shadows in the immediate eye area. So if you do have a little bit more of sensitive skin, then I'd probably not recommend. Maybe if you're doing like an avant-garde makeup look and you kind of bring it down a little bit farther on your face, maybe you can use it like that. I did use it on my lid. It did burn ever so slightly, but not enough to actually like majorly bug me. Okay, so the similarities I did find are going to be comparing the Soul palette to the Yes Please palette. So comparing Dynamite to Big Cocktails, I found that Dynamite is deeper in tone. Next up, with New Digs compared to Champs, Champs is definitely warmer. And comparing Hotel to Spoiled, Spoiled is brighter and definitely more of a yellowy tone. Floaties compared to Mischief, Mischief is so much darker. And if you are bringing the entire collection, or at least the 2 palettes into consideration, I would definitely say Top Down is more similar to Mischief than Floaties is going to be. Now let's talk the Ultra Blotted Lips. As this was my first time trying the Ultra Blotted Lips, it's almost kind of null and void, but I thought I would mention it anyways, that I hadn't experienced the older formula, although, like I said, it's null and void at this point because they did say on their site that they do have a new and improved formula, so me not experiencing the old formula really doesn't change anything, so just a note that I thought I would include in here. Each of the blotted lips are said to have a soft, diffused, just blotted look in a medium coverage liquid lipstick form that dries down to be a matte, doesn't budge, and feels soft and comfy on the lip. I'll be honest, they are slightly patchy. I guess it is kind of the whole like blotted look. It's not meant to be super pigmented, but they are definitely a little bit on the patchier side of things. The one I'm wearing right now on my lips is Soda Pop, and I actually really like this one. It's almost like a My Lips but better in like a blotted summery version. But I did find Ocean Avenue to be quite a bit more spotty or like patchy than I would have liked. With that being said though, they are very comfy and I can hardly feel it on my lips. Like, I actually forgot until I was just filming this right now that I did still have it on my lips. Once they actually do dry down, they almost like mattify on themselves, like with the color and everything. So instead of being like super patchy, which still considered patchy, but instead of being super patchy, it does almost like dry itself down into almost one cohesive layer. And I haven't noticed in about the hour and a half that I've had this on that the color has moved at all. So, and I did want to get into my final thoughts. Again, have them written down. So if I look over here, that is why. So with a lot of this palette, I didn't notice a ton of kickback at all. I only really experienced the kickback with El Rey and a little bit from Floaties. I would say this is a very beautiful sum of palette, especially when you take into consideration that they do have a very, very high pigmentation and very minimal fallout or kickback, and they are also very, very blendable. They have an insane blendability. It took very little actual work to blend them out to which I wanted them to be. Although, do keep in mind, I did use a eyeshadow close to my skin tone. Me specifically, I used Sand Dollar to help blend them out a little bit, but besides that, they had incredible blendability. It is so hot. The MAR palette has 3 matte shades, 2 neutrals, and 1 crazy color. The 1 satin is Highway, and the rest are metallics. Soul has 4 matte shades, a single satin, and 4 metallic. I'm going to say my 3 favorite shades between both palettes are going to be Gridlock, My Way, mainly because I am a sucker for blues, and Motel, with El Rey as a runner-up for the last favorite. I'm definitely a fan of having more mattes in a palette than maybe shimmers or really birds? Everyone's making noise outside right now. I am definitely a fan of having more mattes in a palette as for the blendability of it, as opposed to having more metallics or satin finishes, which I'm all for. both finishes, but I do rather have mattes in there so I can actually blend them out a little bit better, or the mattes that actually have like a little bit of shimmer so they're easy to blend out, but they also do stand out a little bit as unique shades. I love that there are neutrals in the Mar palette, but there are also pops of color in diagonal form, and the Sol palette is just strictly beautiful. As I have already gone over the comparisons between the Sol palette and Yes Please, I just want to talk a little bit about that. I think if you're going to get either one, or if you already had the Yes Please palette, you would need to pick up the Sol palette as a part of this collection at all. I think they are definitely similar in tones, less so when you're actually swatching and just more when you're just like looking straight into the palette, because they do look pretty similar. I even commented when they were first launching the palette to ask if they were going to do like a versus with the Sol palette compared to the Yes Please palette to see how similar they actually are in tone. But looking at it, they look very similar, but when you actually do the swatches of them, they are very, very different. But they do have such similar characteristics, and they are tonally similar to the point that I would say to get one or the other, not to get both, because honestly, you're going to get the same colors within the same tones in the Yes Please palette, but you also get that kick-ass yellow that I'm so in love with. So if they came out with a single shadow version of Motel from the Sol palette, I would definitely probably not own the Sol palette after today. So I've already got my eyes primed with the NYX by Pencil and Milk, and let's move on. But that is the collection, and that is it for today's video. And I do hope you guys enjoyed, and I hope you found it very informative. If you have any other questions, feel free to comment them in the comment section down below. I will put any other information that I may come up with or find in the description box down below, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye guys!